The first royal tomb since 1922 was just discovered. A breathtaking find from Egypt's 18th dynasty. A golden age of pharaohs. But while that made headlines, there's a royal tomb discovered decades ago that didn't. A find so incredible it could rival Tutankhamun's, yet most have never even heard of it. This is the story of Psusennes I, the Silver Pharaoh. In 1940, as the world was spiraling into World War II, a French Egyptologist named Pierre Montet made a discovery in the city of Tanis that should have shaken the world. He uncovered the untouched tomb of Pharaoh Psusennes I, a ruler of Egypt's 21st dynasty. Unlike King Tut, whose tomb was found in the dry sands of the Valley of the Kings, Psusennes was buried in the humid Nile Delta, in a sarcophagus not of gold, but solid silver, an unimaginable rarity in ancient Egypt. Gold was considered the metal of the gods, but silver, rarer and imported, was even more precious. Psusennes' coffin wasn't just a burial container. It was a declaration of divine power. His very name, Psusennes, means the star appearing in the city, a cosmic reference in a time when kings were seen as gods on earth. This was a man who ruled not just with wealth, but with symbolism. And yet, why is he barely mentioned in documentaries or history books? Why don't we see school children learning about the Silver Pharaoh? The answer is timing. Montet's find came just as the war was escalating. Global attention turned to the battlefield, not the burial chamber. While Tutankhamun's 1922 discovery dominated headlines, Psusennes' 1940 tomb, though just as grand, was buried under the weight of a world at war. Still, what Montet unearthed was astonishing. A magnificent silver coffin, a solid gold funerary mask, ornate jewelry of lapis lazuli and precious stones, golden toe stalls, golden fingers. And yet, much of it remained in obscurity, because it wasn't found in Luxor, but in Tanis, a site often overlooked in the grand narrative of Egyptology. Tanis was the capital during Egypt's Third Intermediate Period, an era seen as fragmented and declining. But Psusennes' tomb told another story, a story of craftsmanship, wealth, and ambition. Despite Egypt's political division, this pharaoh was laid to rest like a god. In fact, many of the burial goods in his tomb were reused from older kings, including an outer sarcophagus originally made for a pharaoh of the 19th dynasty. Why reuse royal items? It was more than recycling. It was about legitimacy, connecting oneself to Egypt's glorious past. Psusennes wasn't just preserving wealth, he was preserving memory, power, and divine right. His reign, from 1047 to 1001 BC, was an attempt to unite a divided Egypt, and his burial echoed that ambition. A ruler of silver in a world of crumbling gold. But there was one problem: the humid climate of the Delta. Unlike the dry tombs of the south, Tanis was a moist environment. Wood decayed, textiles vanished. His mummy, poorly preserved. And without organic splendor, the tomb's visual impact was diminished. It didn't dazzle like Tut's. Still, the artifacts that remained spoke volumes. The artistry, the symbolism, the blend of old dynastic style with new intermediate period identity. Even in death, Psusennes demanded attention. And now, modern scholars are finally giving it. Because to understand Egypt, you must also understand its forgotten kings, not just the ones carved into every postcard. Psusennes' tomb was one of the most intact royal burials ever found. His mask, pure gold. His sarcophagus, solid silver. his presence undeniable. And still, history almost forgot him. Why? Because the world was too busy watching itself burn. Today, Psusennes' treasures rest in Cairo, quietly, away from the spotlight. But his silver coffin remains a symbol, not just of wealth, but of defiance. A king who refused to be erased. A leader who reigned in chaos, but was buried like a god. And perhaps, that's the most powerful statement of all. His name might not be in every textbook. You won't find his face on souvenirs. But Psusennes I, the Silver Pharaoh, was no less than any king in history. His treasures aren't just remnants. They are a message, a voice from a civilization that never dies, a whisper through time that says, "I am still here, even if you forget my name." So next time you find yourself at the Egyptian Museum, stand before that silver mask, look into its eyes, and remember, this wasn't just a man. This was Egypt. If you found this story fascinating, don't forget to subscribe to Did You Know Discovery for more incredible, forgotten chapters of history. Hit that like button, share the legacy, and let's bring light to what time tried to bury. In the grand tapestry of ancient Egypt, where golden pharaohs and desert tombs dominate the tales, the story of the Silver Pharaoh remains a shimmering enigma, hidden for millennia beneath the sands of Tanis. While the world's eyes were fixed on war, his legacy waited in silence. And now, with every artifact, every glint of silver, and every whispered echo from the past, his story rises again, a reminder that not all greatness shines in gold. Some legacies endure in quiet brilliance, and some pharaohs, like Psusennes I, were destined to be rediscovered not for their fame, but for their forgotten majesty. As we continue to explore the past, let us not forget, even in the shadows of history, light still finds a way to break through. And if you think this discovery was astonishing, wait until you hear what was found inside a sealed sarcophagus, unopened for over 3,000 years. Subscribe to Did You Know Discovery, and join us on the next incredible journey through the mysteries of the ancient world.